Hello and welcome to this online arbitrage deals video. So today I'm going to be talking you through the charts that appear for every single item in your deal portal. What are they? How can they help you? How do you read them? And what can they indicate to you? Now, obviously, all of the deals within online arbitrage deals will have had to have met a certain criteria in order to be, worthy to go into the deal pool to then get distributed out. And so what the chart should basically be showing is good news, and it can help you understand how the product has performed, how it is performing, and how it can potentially perform in the future. Obviously, the future isn't set in stone, so there is no way of 100% knowing how the item will perform later down the line, but it can help us sort of see which way the wind is blowing, so to speak. So for every item, you'll have the BuyBot Pro 90-day sales rank graph and the BuyBot Pro 90-day FBA price graph. Now, let's take a look at the top one to start with. So the sales rank, the BSR for the item, and this is basically how it's fluctuated over the last couple of months, so in recent time, which is very important as that is going to be the most relevant data to use in order to understand how the item is doing now and how it's going to do later down the line. So along the side here, you have BSR numbers, and along the bottom, you've got your time frame. So what you're looking for here is you're looking for as much movement as possible and for the line to be as close to the bottom of the chart as it can be, because that indicates a better BSR for the item. And basically, the reason why you want lots of movement is because it means there's been lots of sales for the item. So for every bit of movement, there's been at least one sell. Likely more than that, but at least one. So lots of movement, lots of sells. And it's also really handy to know because we can see that even at points where, it dips and the BSR isn't as good as it was before, it doesn't stay there for very long at all. As you can see, these are very sharp points and it doesn't stay there for very long before it jumps back to being a better BSR. So even if we join this listing and the BSR dips, we do not have to worry because chances are, based on this history, it's going to bounce right back. And in recent times as well, we can see that it's done that quite a bit. So it's kept on bouncing back quite consistently. And that is part of what we look for when we analyze deals, just to see that the item is consistent and it is selling well. Below, we have the BuyBot Pro 90-day FBA price graph. So this is basically telling us, how the FBA price has been on this particular listing. So again, what we're looking for here is consistency. If we saw a graph whereby it was at one price, one moment, and next it dips really, really low, then it goes really high again, it stays there, then goes really, really low, and there's no sort of like middle ground, there's no consistency with it, it suggests there's some instability with the listing. And obviously, if we were to analyze this item even further with BuyBot Pro, we might be able to understand what exactly that is, or why that's being caused. And again, what you want from an Amazon listing is consistency. So you want it to, you don't want it to fluctuate like that. You don't want it going crazy because you don't want to, buy the item and then go to sell it for a certain price and then that drops and you happen to sell it at that really low price, because then it could be that you sell it, you break even, you could sell at a loss, or just not for a price that you were expecting when you joined the listing initially and the sell price was much higher. So as you can see here, yes, it has had some dips and it has had some highs, but overall for most of the time it seems to stay around this mark, so just over £20. So where it's blank, that is basically where Keeper have stopped tracking the item, and that's purely at their discretion when they stop tracking. So that's why there are a couple of gaps in this particular chart, just in case you're wondering why you may potentially see this on some of your charts. But overall, most of the time it does stay a little ways over £20. You can see that is consistent. So we know that is the kind of price it's going to be selling for. Right now it's had a bit of a dip, so we can see there the sell price currently is $11.20, but as we can see, it doesn't stay there for very long at all before it jumps back up. So even if we join this listing, again, just like the BSR, we have that reassurance that, even if it does dip, chances are it's going to bounce right back and everything's going to be okay. So that is how you read the charts for the items within your deal portal, how you can understand how they work. Hopefully this is useful. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the charts and I'll see you soon.